Hello and welcome back to the MLB DFS slate breakdown. It is for the main slate for Wednesday night, May 21st. I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann. Come join us at LineStar. $39.99 per month gets you access to all we do, the props, the DFS. You get it all for one low price. We also do have the yearly option for $240 if you just want to lock in the full year. That will give you the entire basketball season, the entire football season, and the rest of the MLB season. Great deal. You also get access to our best ball tool for good old best ball summer that we got going on now. Let's dive in. We will go over the perfect lineups, the winning lineups from yesterday, then some stacks and pitchers to consider for today. Let's get on over to the perfect lineup. We got Will Warren, Jesus Luzardo, both pitchers we talked about. Both were high on our board yesterday. Then we got two Milwaukee guys, stat guys and one-offs, with the winning lineup going to Squirrel Patrol, who had Birdsong, did just enough at a cheap price, had Will Warren, went absolutely nuts, then had a good old five-man Angel stack and three one-offs. Got it done. Judge, Harper, one off of Rojas, which really didn't help him much. He easily could have just made that the old 5-2-1 stack, but it doesn't matter because he won by 2. He won by just over 1, or just under 1. So that one walk did solidify his win. Now let's get over to FanDuel, see what we got there for the winning lineup, or perfect lineup. And winning lineup. Heaney starting out with a decent day here. All right, so we got Will Warren again. We got two-man Angels, two-man Milwaukee. That's second day in a row. The Milwaukee has a stack on the perfect lineups, by the way. Then the winning lineup goes to Scout 327. They had Warren. They had a four-man Angel stack, three-man Detroit, one off with Judge. Good old 4-3-1 has been very, very profitable on FanDuel so far this year. Congrats to Scout. Congrats to Squirrel Patrol. Now let's dive into today and see what we can uncover to make it quick and get on through it, as we got a lot today. We got basketball. We got baseball. We got all-day baseball, which is always fun for me. One of my favorite days are these midweek days because we got sports literally all day. All right. Starting with some pitchers on DraftKings, 7 games tonight, 30% owned, Jacob deGrom, 10K. Facing the Yankees. You never want to face the Yankees, but it's Jacob deGrom. I don't mind going here. We've been waiting for that K rate to come up, and it has. 3 FIP over the last 32% K rate over the last 5, 2.23 FIP, and a 29.5% K rate. He has found it. He is dealing, and I don't mind going against the Little Angels, but we do know this lineup is scary, and their splits versus righties are very, very good. deGrom's going to have his hand full. I don't mind having some, but I also don't mind fading it a little bit just due to the fact that it is versus the Yankees. Now, the issue, there's not a ton of pitcher spots that I do like today, but don't mind a little deGrom. Garrett Crochet, 10.5K, also 30% owned. He is versus the Mets. I would much rather prefer this spot than I do deGrom. Garrett's been dealing 3.15 FIP, 31.8% K rate, 3.48 over the last 5, 29.7% K rate. StatCast data looks fine. 33% hard hit balls is a little high. 8 barrel balls and 79 batted balls is a little high, but I don't mind it. He's missing so many bats that he's still in a good spot. And the splits, Mets have actually been a little rough versus lefties. 215 over the last 20 games, 178 ISO. So still hitting the ball hard, but that average is way low. The WOBA's near 300. They are only striking out at 20%, but I don't mind this spot whatsoever. I think Garrett and the Bo Sox are in an interesting one here. Trevor Williams, 6K, 70 or 27% owned. I think he is going way over owned. I don't mind him. I think this price is just artificially low here in this spot. Atlanta's been crushing righties. 3.26 FIP and a 3.42 FIP over the last 20 and over the last 5. So he's been a solid pitcher, but super low strikeout K rate. The StatCast data is a little iffy. His ERA is well above the FIP, so maybe he's been getting some bad luck, but I just don't expect that luck to come back today. Now, he is averaging 24% more fantasy points at home, but it's these split numbers that really have me worried. 282 over the last 20 games for the Braves. They've started hitting. WOBA's high. K-rate's low. ISO's not that high, but there's just several Braves that are just hitting the ball very, very well, and I don't really love going with Trevor Williams. If you want to get a couple, I don't mind it whatsoever because he's priced too low. I mean, the chance of him 12, 14 points is decent, and so with that, I don't mind it. But the chances of him going 18, 20, whatever is super low, I think, and that's why I'm kind of off this bandwagon. AJ Smith-Shawver, 9,800, 19% owned. I do like the spot for him. I really like him as a young pitcher in this league. 3.25 FIP over his last 5 starts, 25% K rate. StatCast data is a little iffy, 38% hard contact, but everything else is totally fine. And splits, Washington's been okay versus righties, but I don't mind going here whatsoever. The wind's coming in at 10 miles an hour. Definitely helps that hard contact rate. Helps the ball stay in the field a little bit. 23.3% combined K rate. At 9,800, I'm very interested in some AJ Smith-Shawver. All right. Big time leverage one here with JP Sears, 7,900 versus the Angels. Look, 4.34 FIP over the last 20. 3.84 over the last 5. K rate, 18, 19%. I do think he's priced a little high. StatCast data is scary. 42% fly balls. And we almost have 90 degrees and wind blowing out. So that does scare me. But Angels versus lefties, 195 average, 182 ISO. So hitting the ball hard, but super low average, striking out at 25%. I think there is some upside in this spot for JP Sears. So I'm a little interested. But it is a very scary click because this Angels team can hit the ball hard. We saw it last night. I don't mind a little bit of JP Sears. I do think he gives up a home run or two. Just depends on our guys on base or not for it. If this is a spot that I like stacking both sides. I also like playing the Angels because he does have the ability to get blown up like he did last time, 4 innings. 1 home run, 4 earned runs, only 2 Ks, 3 walks, just gave the Giants a ton of fantasy points. So there is that chance. And then if you get into the long relief for Oakland, that long relief isn't that good. Where Oakland's good bullpen is the back end. So you just need to get in that bullpen early. Other one, I got to bring up Corbin Burnes, 9,300 versus the Dodgers, but guy's actually been pitching pretty well lately. Started off a little rough, but it's come around a bit. Maybe it was that he faced Colorado last time, but Dodgers before that, 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 5 Ks. He's facing the Dodgers, 3.42 FIP over his last 5, 24% K rate. StatCast data is fine. It's just the fact that he's facing the Dodgers, and these splits for the Dodgers are just unreal, but he's been very good versus the Dodgers in his career. 99 plate attempts. They're hitting 202 off him. Super low ISO. 1 home run in 99 plate attempts. 21% K rate. I don't mind the spot. I mean, he has a ceiling versus the Dodgers. It's a scary click, but he's super low owned. There's some leverage there. I don't mind it a little bit. Let's get over to FanDuel. Check this out real quick. Pitcher-wise, high-owned, Garrett Crochet, Jacob deGrom. No real surprise there. Those two should probably be the 2 highest owned. But I think AJ Smith-Shawver is very interesting. Kevin Gausman at 8,500 is interesting. I don't love facing the Padres just due to the fact that they don't strike out much. They get on base. They see some pitches. That doesn't bode super well for Gausman, but he can be efficient. He can work deep in the game. He has a big ceiling when his pitches are really working. So I don't mind a little bit of there. Also, Tyler McGill, 8,400 versus the Bo Sox, I think is just a little too cheap. Guy has a 3.96 FIP over his last 20, 3.94 over the last 5. The K rate is up there. StatCast data is a little scary, but cool temps, winds blowing in definitely help that a little bit. And the splits, Boston 240 average, 190 ISO, 321 WOBA. So hitting the ball hard, but if you can miss a couple bats and make that not quite as significant, then they are super interesting. 27.7 combined K rate for them today too. So I think that one's a pretty interesting one on FanDuel. On DraftKings, he's just a little higher price, and I don't love it as much. 8,300. I thought he was higher. So I got to shout him out on DK a little bit as well. All right. Let's dig into some stacks now. So our highest owned stack of the day, we got the Angels versus JP Sears. I already talked about how I kind of like Sears. I do think there's some leverage in that play, but it's a very scary click. I also don't mind some Angels. I do think they may be going a little high owned though. Philadelphia versus Colorado. Palmquist has been, it's only one outing, but 3.94 FIP over his 11.25 ERA. He definitely got a little unlucky. So it's not as good of a spot as it seems, I think, but Philly's still in a great spot. Definitely going to be playing some of them. It's 70 degrees. The wind's blowing in, but it's a nice day out there. Dodgers also showing up, highest projected versus Corbin Burns. Burns has been good versus them, so I don't want to go overboard on the Dodgers, but it is this Dodgers offense that's just insane and keeps getting it done. Highest value, we got Angels, talked about them a little bit, and then the highest ceiling, we got Dodgers. Highest leverage play, we got Mets versus Crochet and Padres versus Gosman, Yankees versus DeGrom. All kind of makes sense. Just not going to go overboard on any of them, really. Don't love the Padres spot. Don't love the Yankees spot. Don't love the Mets spot. But it's only a 7-game slate, so we may have to get a little different in some spots. Click the teams tab. We got Phillies at 6.4 implied runs. The A's, we didn't get to talk about them at all. 5.8. Think there's some interesting stuff here. Jack Kokonowitz, over his last 5, he has a 3.68 ERA. If you look at his numbers, he's been decent, but it's almost a FIP of 5, 4.97. He has been getting a little lucky. There's nice hitting weather. I think the A's might be in a good spot here, and bullpen behind them is terrible. We've been saying that for a couple days, and it's kind of worked out, to target that Sacramento game, just not totally. Dodgers versus Burns, we covered it. Angels, we covered it. Atlanta, I think, versus Trevor Williams is a super interesting spot and off on DK. Trevor Williams comes in high owned. There's nice leverage there. Colorado versus Walker, absolutely love that spot for Colorado in Colorado with nice hitting weather. Toronto versus Randy Vasquez. Randy Vasquez is boom bust, so I don't mind a little Toronto in that spot. Arizona is interesting versus Dustin May. Dustin May has slipped a little bit, hasn't been quite as good. Don't mind a little bit of him. And that's going to do it for us today, guys. I hope you all have a great one. We won't be back tomorrow. Only 3 games tomorrow night, but we will be back on Friday. Hope you guys have a great afternoon. Let's make some money. Talk to y'all later. Peace.